It's all okay. We all go through this. And again, look at this shining sun. Is it concern? Because life's an isness. So what we do here, we each have our experiences respectfully. Whether they're the so-called truth or they're right or wrong or it's this or that, we each have our experiences. And I listen to what people say. I'm in the business world. I hear a lot of baloney every day. But you know, I confront it with creative ideas that get people to focus on something that makes sense. So I just don't say to them, "Oh, that's a lot of baloney. That's BS. That's a lie. That's what." I don't say that to them. What I do is I just kind of turn it around and I get their focus on something that makes sense and something that sounds fun and a big adventure. You know, like being in the Secret Service and working for the governments and, you know, taking flights on UFOs and whatever, etc. I get them into that and they go, wow, you know, wow, that's really amazing. And see, all of a sudden, they forget their baloney. So, but it doesn't matter anyhow. You know, we need baloney in this world. There's baloney and there's spam. And, you know, there's certain people that's what they want. It's all okay. But it all leads to the same place. So as we go through these personal discussions, that's okay. And we have arguments and sometimes we beat each other up, whatever, we get attacked, whatever. It's all okay. It's part of it because it's part of the agitation that wakes us up. And so my position for me that I've decided for my experience to share is to show people how to keep focusing and to learn to read and see what is real. Okay. And aside from that, whatever you do, whatever experiences you have in your personal life, that's all fine too. Doesn't matter if there's a truth or a lie. Look at all the books that are so-called nonfiction, but yet they're experiences that, or fantasy or fairy tales or science fiction. And look at all the science fiction movies, but they're happening. We're living in science fiction. So what's real, what isn't? Whose truth is right? When we're talking about truth, that is personal truth. Life is not truth. Okay? It is not truth. Now, Paul babysat us to thinking that, okay, the real truth, the absolute truth. No, there's no such thing. It's nonsense. Everybody has their personal truth. And then there is life, what it is. There's a difference. You see? There's the difference. Life is what it is. And so realistically, life is in love with itself. And if you want to be a part of that, you need to be a part of being in love with what life is. And the experiences that we're going through here, this is not life. These are references to help us along, to keep us focused, to intuitively see more. And so there can be arguments going on and on and on, just like at the UN, they sit there and argue and whatever. In the old days, Khrushchev from Russia used to take off his shoe and beat his shoe, you know, on the podium, you know, to get people to listen or demand or whatever. So again, that's all fine, but it's all foo-foo. Okay, so, and it's not that we have to respect the experiences of others and whatever. I don't look for that from anybody. I'm probably the most hated guy on the planet, whatever. I don't care. I just appreciate those few people that I can get along with, like yourself and others. I just really appreciate that. I see you as precious. That's how I see it. That's why I show up here. It's in the doing. It's what you do. So whether it's right or wrong, whether it's true or not, we can bring it around to where it makes sense, you know, for all of us to share. That's all. Yeah, that's all. So if tomatoes are overripe, it's like, oh, we can't eat those. Yes, we can. We'll make them into tomato sauce for spaghetti. We can transform them. So we don't have to throw them out. We'll make them into tomato sauce. We'll cook them. We'll burn off the bacteria and we'll have it. And, you know, it'll be good for our system. Whatever, you see? So again, when the stage is set for opposition, this is competition that we've come to know. Look at the birds. Are they competing? Are they in the Olympics? No. Look at what the birds are doing. Yeah, they have their little discrepancies, but their real focus is on survival and flying around and having fun and seeing what is what. And so that's the idea of all this. Nobody has to X anybody out. We're all in the same life, aren't we? We're all here. We're all in the same life. We're having experiences. And there is some kind of agreement here. Let's focus on that. Let's focus on what the main event, the main agreement is. And in the meantime, sort out all these other funny things to where we just laugh about it. It's okay. It's all okay because we're all precious. We've come this far. It's huge. You don't have to say to them, oh, I never want to talk to you again. You know, you did this, right? You know, making those statements like that, nobody's going nowhere. It's like, oh, I never want to see you again. Heck, nobody's going anywhere. We're all here now. So what does that mean? See, again, you get in these mind frames and you follow this arrogance and argument. And where does that lead? You carry that. Why carry that? Why not transform it and let it melt away and be the sun shining and be aware and see the endlessness of every new moment? That makes sense overall, but that's huge. And it's to get this personal self in line to do that. And each person has to do that for themselves. Two people can argue, that's really not going to happen. But if the two people can see what they're arguing about doesn't make sense, doesn't matter if it's true or false or whatever. It's not about that. It's not about the words and whatever. It's about seeing each one of us as to who we really is. That's the whole idea. And at the same time, adjusting the personal self so it's okay here to where it's creative enough to where, like on Seinfeld episodes, you take something, you bring it around, you make it fun. That's all. Learn to do that instead of making it harsh and troublesome and carrying that burden, because you carry that burden. Why? You don't need it. Yeah, carry it for a while and then learn to transform it, you see? Learn to transform it into something okay to where it's okay. It's all okay. Just be okay. That's all we're trying to do on the Skypes, is that everybody's okay every moment, because we have to go through every moment. So it's preparing to be more okay. That's what we're really doing, aren't we? Yeah.